And this is a hand lettering piece. We're in Scottsdale, Arizona, and the client wanted their vacationers, when they come here, to see the City of Scottsdale slogan, which is, "Welcome to Scottsdale, Arizona, the West's most western town." I don't know if it's really the West's most western town, but at one time it was. So I'm going to be using my projector to project my design onto the chalkboard wall behind me, and then I will be tracing it in chalk. Letters will be drawn in Posca Pen and painted in liquid acrylic paint. So as I'm doing this, I'm realizing I should be explaining this whole process to you guys in case you ever want to try a mural and you're wondering, how did she do that? What is that thing that she's using? Blah, 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 all the stuff. So I am a teacher. I like to explain how things are done, and so I'm going to just kind of do it in a classroom demo style. This is here, I'm going to go on the other side here. This is called a pocket projector. It's made by a company called Aaxa, and it's about, I want to say it was a couple $100, but it might be less now. I'm going to use this to project my design onto the wall. I'm going to put it on a tripod, and there is a mounting screw on the bottom so that I can put it on one of these doohickeys that goes onto my tripod. So on the side here, there's a USB port for a thumb drive, and that's where I keep my designs. And you just plug that in, and you're good to go. Okay, so another glitch. I could not get it dark enough in this room for my projector. Now, if I was just projecting a really small image onto the wall and I could have my projector up close to the wall, it would have been fine. But since I need to sort of get the projector way back away from the wall, back here, it diffuses the image so much that the light isn't concentrated enough from the projector, and there's too much ambient light in here for me to see it properly. And I really don't want to kind of wing it, and I really want it to look good. So I'm gonna wait until later tonight till we have the sun down and we can get it nice and dark in here so I can do the projector.
Mark, I have to really think, where do I want it to be? Yeah. I know I've got a paper that's loaded with deep green paint that's going to drip, but exactly where do I want the drips to be?
Okay guys, so I was able to come back after dark, and my projector is a little bit, it's better for close up projects or like transferring something to a canvas or something like that. For a larger wall like this, like if I had to do a huge wall, I'd probably want to upgrade my projector. But for what I've needed so far, it's been great. So I was able to transfer the design to the wall. I'll show that to you really quick, and then I'm coming back in the morning to start inking and painting. There is the design right on the wall. I just used regular plain white Crayola chalk, nothing fancy. The script area is going to be just single line script. These areas right here of the letter are going to be white, and then the drop shadow is going to be shaded in rainbow colors, and that's this line that you see going through there is the delineation of where the colors go. So, and they're Sunset Arizona colors. And then I've got a couple of saguaro cacti there also. So, all right, we'll see you in the morning. Okay, so I'm making some progress here. We've got nice natural light coming in. I figured I'd explain what I'm doing here. So this is my chalk outline that I did last night. The letters are going to be a solid white, but right now I'm just outlining them. I'm using a Posca paint pen. It's working really well. You have to shake it up every once in a while, and you have to prime it. You prime it by pumping the felt tip, and so you prime it on a scratch piece of paper, and sometimes you can kind of like get the ink flowing a little bit better that way too. And the drop shadow is going to be done in sunset colors in kind of like a rainbow effect. It's going pretty well. I'm giving my hand a little break because it's kind of stressful in my hand, but other than that, it's going well, and we'll check in a little bit. So I'm making some progress on my mural. I started out with the colors using liquid acrylic paint, and the coverage just really wasn't very good. I'll give you a close-up in a second. So I switched to the handy dandy Posca pens, and I am gonna have to do 2 or 3 coats with the Posca pens, but it's going on a lot easier and a lot quicker. And I'm not sponsored, I wish. I just always like to say what I'm using so that if you wanted to try it, you can go out and get some yourself. So let me show you a close-up of what I'm looking at here. So you can see the orange that I used. I was painting just acrylic paint with a brush, and it just wasn't getting very good coverage. So I went in and I went ahead and got the paint pens, and so this is a coat of the paint pen over a coat of liquid acrylic that I did yesterday. And you can still see there's some coverage issues, but once I go in here with another coat, it should look pretty good. Here's my little cactus that I did, and that's 2 coats of just the paint pen. And I'm gonna go in and like fill in some of these areas where you're still seeing a little bit of the black coming through, but it does give pretty good coverage. So that's just a little example. I'll give you a wide angle shot there. Okay, you guys, so just so you know, in case you're ever doing a similar project, black paint is really hard to cover. So I've had to go over these colored areas about, I think I've got about 3 coats each on those. And the Posca pens did help, but the only issue with Posca pens is that it's very chalky, matte finish paint. And I'm not sure if it's paint or ink, but once you get it on there and it's dried and you're going back over it again with the marker to do a second coat, what happens is that the felt tip of the marker is kind of scratchy. And let me show you what happens. So you can see these scratch marks in the surface of the paint where I've tried to go over it again with a second coat of the marker. And what happens is that the felt tip of the marker is actually scratching into the paint. It's also depositing paint, but it's causing more damage than it's doing good. So the workaround that I have figured out is what I'm doing is I am just getting as much paint off of the marker, out of the marker, into this little container as I can, and then I'm using my paintbrush to do the final like last coat of paint. And ideally, you are supposed to be able to take the cover off of these markers, and if I was able to do that, the ink is just inside this body, this pen body. If I was able to take the cover off of the marker, I could just kind of dump the ink into this container, but I don't have any pliers with me, and for the life of me, there's even bite marks on here because I tried to use my teeth, but for the life of me, I cannot get these covers off. So I'm just sort of like pumping as much as I can the paint into this container and then using my brush to do the final coat. So you can see that covers it a lot better, and it just sort of like covers up all the little scratch marks and just the little bits of black that are showing through where the coverage was a little thin. So that's my Posca pen workaround. I guess the other idea is just to find a really good opaque paint, because like I said, the original paint that I was using was not opaque enough, and so I don't know, problem solving, that's what artists do. We come up with issues as we're working and we got to figure out how to fix them. So that's just how you do it. Yeah, that's just a kind of a creative troubleshooter workaround. I mean, sometimes you just got to figure things out and it's not really going to go as planned, and you just kind of roll with it.
The relationship she built with that student shaped what was to come. Since then, Kyla has created over 100 courses and helped women all over the world to find what makes them happy. Her work is the culmination of many passions, including poetry, book. All of this information in the show notes as well. So let's begin with you telling us about your background and how you got started with bookmaking and book art.
Okay, so that question takes me back. It puts me into a really beautiful space because I stumbled into book art and bookbinding.
Okay, you guys, it's been a long day, but I finished. As usual, things never go as you think they're going to go. Things never go as planned in art or in life, but that's okay. That's part of the journey. Kind of pushed myself as far as kind of getting out of my comfort zone a little bit, trying something new, just try to have fun with it. And I actually am really, really proud of the result. So there it is, the fully finished mural. In my design sketch, which I will include in this video, the letters were solid white, and when I came in here, the first thing I did was outline the letters in white, which I was going to later fill in. And I actually, on the S, the very first S, I filled it in white, and I was like, I liked it better the other way. So I actually went back and filled it back in with black so that it would match the other letters. I think it just looks really, it stands out against the black really nicely. The filled in white just didn't look as good. So there's my final design. It's the Arizona sunset. We've got this really nice ribbon drop shadow with the sunset colors and a couple of saguaro cactus, which are indicative of our area. And since this is an Airbnb, they kind of wanted to give it a nice sort of vacationing, visity kind of feel and to welcome people to the area. Let's check out this rental. Nice open floor plan with a fireplace, large screen TV, kitchen area with washer and dryer, and of course the dining area. And here we have the first bedroom, guest bath, this is what my camera rig looks like. Big comfy master, another nice big TV, and this tile. There's the master shower. Love the hexagon tiles. And a walk-in closet. So super clean and cozy, nice little vacation rental in Scottsdale, close to everything, really easy to get to. I'll put the links down below in the description, but yeah, there's my second mural project in the books, you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my process, materials, planning, designing, anything like that, inspiration, just let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Thanks for hanging out with me and we'll see you next time.